Hey guys, so in this video I'll be taking a look at the LEGO Ideas Sesame Street set number 21324. And this isn't going to be like a super in-depth look at the set, rather it's just going to be a quick overview and my thoughts on whether or not I think you should spend $120 to get this. So starting off with the minifigures, you get 5 proper ones, which are Big Bird, Elmo, Ernie, Bert, and Cookie Monster. Then you also get Oscar in his trash can. And Oscar is definitely not a minifig, he is a BB-8 body and then a minifigure head. And he looks a little weird if you take him out of the trash can, but I don't think anybody is really going to be doing that, so I don't have a problem with how weird he looks when you do. Here we have Bert and Cookie Monster, and then they get the mid-size legs, so you can bend their legs if you want. Cookie Monster and Elmo do not get any torso detailing, which is a bit unfortunate in my opinion. Would have liked to see just a few black lines on their torsos to represent fur, but it's not too big of a deal. Bert and Ernie look great. I love all of their head molds, and then Big Bird gets a huge piece to represent his body, head, and tail. And this is pretty much just made of the softer, well, it's like a kind of soft, but still kind of stiff rubber, so it's not going to snap or anything if you push down on it. And this is just a great piece. I love all the detailing for his feathers, and the printing for the eyes looks very good as well. And he just gets a plain yellow torso along with the feather piece, or the feather arms, and then he also gets a little bit of leg printing. And overall, like I said, all of these minifigures are incredible, and they are all exclusive to the set, and so a 10 out of 10 in the minifigure department for this set. So the set itself is just 2 buildings. Obviously one is much bigger than the other. And this is done in like the dollhouse style where you have the open back, or in this case 2 sides, so you can get easy access. And the build for the set was pretty enjoyable, although I will say for the first 5 bags I was basically just like, this is a tan building, like, this isn't that exciting. But then the final bag of parts is really where you add in most of the details, and it really makes the set come alive. And then spinning it around, you can see, like I said, it's the dollhouse style, so it is an open back. And on the bottom floor we get Elmo's room, and then on the top floor is Bert and Ernie's room. And I won't go into too much detail with this, but you can see that there are some nice details, like pictures hanging on the wall, and then there's a few more down here. Train on the floor around Elmo's bed. And then this door here can open, so you can get your figures inside. And there is no like staircase to get your figures up to the 2nd floor, but that's not too big of a deal in my opinion. It doesn't really matter. And then on the side we have some pretty big stickers with Abby on the bottom, and then Biff and Sully's right here. And then you also have a little fire escape, which you can fold out, although it is a bit tough because there is some stuff on the ground. So you can see there's a bit of a garden there, a little street light, a little table outside of Hooper's store, and then there's a fence made out of skeleton legs, which I found kind of funny. And then you can see there's a big sign for Hooper's, along with a smaller one there, along with a little counter. And then here we have a small room for Cookie Monster with the count on the wall, as well as a TV and a pretty bright yellow chair. And the base of this building here is Hooper's store. You can see there's some details on the wall, along with a little stool right there. And then this just gets a regular door element, and then there also are some newspapers and a little Super Grover reference with that one. So maybe we'll see a Count and Grover figure in the future. Little fire hydrant here, and then this right here is Grover's quote-unquote house. There's a jumper plate in there where you can put his trash can, so you can have Grover chilling next to the trash, and then there's just a little gate right here. And there's a weird little detail, I don't know if it's a reference to an episode, but there's a little window here, and there's a spider web with a spider on it inside, which I thought was a little strange, but it's there. And then here you can see there is a little book about cooking with oatmeal, which I assume is a show reference. Haven't watched it in about a decade, so I'm not really caught up on my Sesame Street lore. And then over on the side we have the Sesame Street sign, which has this great piece on top for the streetlight, along with printed pieces for Sesame Street and the 1, 2, 3. And then I guess this is supposed to be like a little mailbox, but it's not attached, which I don't really understand, but it's there. And then over on this side we have Big Bird's nest. You can see a little picture on the wall. His mailbox, his nest with a teddy bear, and there's also some roller skates in there. His drawing of Mr. Hooper, and then this tree with something on it can move up and down if you want it to. And as for the buildings themselves, nothing too crazy. Some nice parts usage here, sorry about that. You can see there's little heart elements in tan right there, and then some iron bar pieces. And the build for the windows is very nice. They use snot techniques to get those tiles vertically, which looks pretty cool. And you have 4 windows on the front, and then there's also one up top here with a little window garden. And there are the doors. You can see I didn't exactly close them properly earlier, but like I said, they do function. And then some nice little builds for some lights on the side of the building there. And then up on the roof, we have a little chimney right there, along with a UFO, which I really don't understand, but like I said, I'm not caught up on my Sesame Street lore. Some birds right there, and what I assume is a birdhouse, along with just a little TV antenna. And I will also just mention, although you probably already saw it, the roof is not fully closed in, which just grants a little bit easier access to Bert and Ernie's room. The smaller building is nice as well. I especially like the build for this window and the wall around it with the masonry bricks. The way they attached the sign right there is a clever little build. And then on the roof, there is a bat, which I really don't get, and an air conditioner. And I pretty much already showed you the other side of the building. It's just the sign and the counter. And one last thing about the build, there are 2 Technic bricks here, which leads me to believe that we will see an addition to this set later, maybe one including the Count and Grover. And I know I said I wouldn't really give an in-depth look at the inside earlier, but there were just a few things that I wanted to point out. And first thing, they used a Minecraft headpiece for a lampshade, which is really nice. And then you can see there are paper clips on Ernie's bed, or Bert's bed, I honestly don't know. And then you get Ernie's rubber ducky, and then they use a Nexonite shield for the back of that chair, and then some sticker detailing on the wall. And then on the first floor, which is Elmo's room, you can see in the back there, there's a clear minifigure head with Dorothy printed on it. Some more sticker detailing on the back wall. And then there is another sticker over on that side, which is like a little bulletin board. And then there's also a big tile piece right here in front of the door, along with a little stuffed bunny. So what do I think of this set? Like I said before, for the first 5 bags, I was like, alright, well I'm enjoying this, but it's a tan building. And then the final bag, bag 6, that's really what made the set for me. That's where you add in most of the little details, like you finish off the interiors. You build Big Bird's nest, you build the little courtyard, you put on the street light and the street sign, and that's really what made the set. That and putting the minifigures on it made me realize, yes, this is LEGO Sesame Street, and this is definitely worth the $120 that I paid for it. It's not only a great LEGO model with a great building experience, but it is a great representation of Sesame Street. There are so many fun little details and references to the show, even if I don't understand most of them. And just overall, this is an incredible model. So I like the set, but do I recommend it? Do I think you should buy it for $120? And the answer to that is yes. I definitely think that this set is worth the $120 price. If you're a fan of Sesame Street as a kid, or if you're still a fan of Sesame Street, I highly recommend getting this. Not only is it a great little thing for Sesame Street fans, but it is a great LEGO set as well. The build was fun, and the finished product looks really good, plus the minifigures are fantastic. So overall, I definitely recommend getting this one. It is an incredible set that I just cannot recommend enough. But that is pretty much it for my thoughts on the set. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, which you can share by leaving a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to see more videos from me, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. That way you never miss a new upload. And that will do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.